Ian Pettigrew. If you see, I'll explain things in a minute, but if you see just past 180 meters on the left, that's because this is as far as I made it a few weeks ago. So I'm training for a charity ride, and it's the biggest ride I've ever done in my life. So I just wanted to, this is the first live I've done on my own, so I wanted to have a go. So assuming this is going out live, if it's working, who knows? But, so what, I thought I just ended it then by mistake. So, quick potted history. In mid-January, I decided that I was going to do a virtual Everesting challenge. In other words, cycle the height of Everest in a day on my indoor bike to raise money for Hope for Justice. So that was mid-January. So I started training on Trainer Road in Zwift, really, because I had a goal and strong motivation, really started training seriously, ordered my new bike, my Watt Bike Atom, which I'm on now. So that was mid-Jan. Mid-February, lots of you will know, slipped on ice under snow and got a trimalleolar fracture. In other words, broke all the 3 major bones in my ankle. So had surgery. Then basically sat in bed or on the sofa 12 weeks. And then 12 weeks after breaking my ankle, managed my first 2-minute ride on the bike. So, which was phenomenal. Was still on crutches, was still wearing one of the big Aerocast boots. Wife had to help me on the bike, but managed 2 minutes, and that was brilliant. And then I, over the next month, built up to 3.5 hours a week of riding, which is what I'm doing every week now. I took a fitness test not long after getting back on the bike, and it showed my VO2 max as being 29. And when I looked that up, that suggested my fitness age was 78. That'd be a good fitness for somebody who's 78. Anyway, this is better, slight flat bit as we turn around to one of the bends. According to my Garmin watch now, so not lab test, my fitness age is now my VO2 max is now 40, which gives me a fitness age of 54.5, which, given that I'm age 55.5, I'll take for now. But in order to get up Everest, I need to be a lot fitter than I am even now. So does that zoom in a bit? Here you go. So the Everesting challenge is that the ride that I'm on now. So it's Alpe d'Huez. It's a replica of Alpe d'Huez, which lots of you will have seen on the Tour de France. It's just over 1,000 meters in elevation. And what you do for Everest is 8,848 meters high. So I need to ride this 8.5 times. And what I can do, once you reach the peak of it, the bike will descend down the hill on its own because it's a steep hill without me pedaling. So that gives me about 10 minutes to, go to the loo, get some solid food, have a bite to eat, perhaps a coffee, and then do it all over again. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do it in, whether it's going to be, when I decided to do the challenge, I was thinking, it's probably going to be, I'll get mega fit, it'll be 12, 14 hours. However, it's become apparent my ankle's never going to heal fully. I've now got one ankle that's a lot bigger than the other. But it could be, I don't know, easily 16, 18, 20 hours of cycling. The only rule is I'm not allowed to sleep, so it might end up taking me days, but whatever it is. I've committed to do it on the 13th of Feb, I think, next year. 13th Feb 2022, which will be the 1 year anniversary of breaking my ankle. And one of my favourite human beings, Kelly Swingler, is in it with me. Kelly, we've done some volunteering together for Hope for Justice in Uganda. And Kelly has volunteered to do this crazy thing with me as well. So a few weeks ago, I tried this challenge and I made it. I just thought, well, sorry, I'm rambling. I haven't got the words. A couple of weeks ago, sorry, we're now up to 14%, 13% gradient. So when it comes down to like 9% in a minute, that's a welcome relief. So a few weeks ago, 2 weeks, I jumped on the bike thinking I would do Alp to Zwift, thinking I'm fit enough. It's just over 1,000 meters. I'll just do it for as long as it takes. And I made it 200 meters up and then had to turn around. And I was just absolutely inconsolable. It was like a real reality check. So, thinking it's not even possible. But it is, just being positive. I've come so far and I'm terrible at pacing myself. Terrible. I only generally have 2 speeds, nothing or everything I've got. And I'm having to learn to pace myself, to take time, to just stick with it. And recognize that, if I keep doing the right thing and keep putting the training in, keep putting the hours in, and just as importantly, rest. I think that might be the subject of another video at some point. Then kind of bit by bit, I'll get there. And actually today, I was just sort of thinking, I'll do what I can. This is like today, I've already done 260 meters. So if this is all I can do, if I pack in now, it's not failure, not at all. It's 260 meters that I couldn't have got anywhere near. That's the best I've managed for a long, long time. And also, sometimes there's a lot to be said for digging deep and having grit. But also, sometimes there's a time to know when to quit as well. But for now, I've managed a lot more than I did last time, and I'm going to keep going. Hope for Justice is a charity that I know well, that exists to bring an end to modern slavery. So, and it does that in loads of different ways, by preventative work, by seeking to prevent exploitation, by rescuing people from modern slavery, by restoring lives, by doing the work to then help those people as well, and by working to reform society, which is taking place in lots of different ways. And we think there's about 40 million people in modern slavery around the world. So, and Hope for Justice is working in lots of different countries, doing loads of work in the UK, in the US, in East Africa, in Uganda, in Ethiopia, in Cambodia, in Norway, in Australia. Sorry, I've forgotten several. But, working with people and just making an amazing difference all the time. So, ways that people can help. Well, today is, if I hang on, I have to write the full hashtag down, so I got it right. Today, and I haven't written it down. I need a minute. I don't know whether you could hear the little ping. That was somebody on the ride as they passed me. That person that just passed overtook me, gave a thumbs up. You get a little thumbs up and a little ping on Zwift, which tell you when you're struggling means a lot. So today it is World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. So if you follow that as a hashtag, World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, or follow Hope for Justice. I've got a Just Giving link, but this is a long haul. There'll be opportunities to sponsor me at any point. But sorry, that's daft. I hate doing an ask and I hate asking for money, but I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for Hope for Justice because I care about it so deeply. So I'll put the Just Giving link if you're able to support me. Tell you what, the encouraging comments have just, and the support has been brilliant. It's been, I've done okay. Practiced what I preached. Oh, hang on. 10% hill. I've been pleased with myself the way I've handled things, but it's hard. And this is also the biggest challenge of my life. But I'm training hard, I'm resting, I'm eating well. In fact, I'm eating too well. Looking at all my data, everything's going up. Fitness, work rate, and unfortunately weight as well. So, and that could be, my leg had shrunk. It was quite small and skinny, my right leg. It's now built up. So I'm attributing part of that to gaining muscle. But there's a point at which I won't be able to use that as an excuse. And some of it might be I'm exercising loads and I'm doing weights as well. So I'm getting hungrier and I'm eating for that. Also, as we sort of come out of lockdown, going out for more meals, social life, things like that. So no idea. But I need to keep an eye on that because Zwift takes weight into account. So if I can get some weight off, it'll be a lot easier to get up the hill because it's mimicking real life. I don't know what else there is to say. What else? I'm not going to live stream every ride. Part of my plan was that, like I said, 13th of Feb 2022, it'll be 8.5 rides up Alpe d'Huez Zwift. And the plan is to broadcast that all day. And I will need every bit of encouragement and support. I think I'm going to be really emotionally needy. So, but then in the meantime, I'm going to set some targets for doing a half Everest, possibly in December, or maybe a quarter Everest, the base camp at some point. But for now, I've got to get to the stage where I can't even speak now, where actually I can get up the full Alpe d'Huez Zwift and do at least an 8.5 of it before I even start thinking about quarters and halves. But actually, do you know what? I'm really pleased with myself for how far I've come today. And I do wonder how much of it is working out loud, it's kind of just, I'm showing you what I'm doing. I feel like I've got that extra motivation. Although, hopefully just this gives me all the motivation I need. If any of the staff happen to see this, hopefully they know my belief that I'm humbled, when I get to experience the work, doing just the most amazing work, day in, day out, often in incredibly difficult situations and circumstances. So, for me to be sweaty and aching is nothing compared to what the staff experience and see, and the people that we help and work with as well. So, that's a huge incentive for me, that knowing that through, if doing 12%, 9% hill now, 8%, bit of a break. It's just like that all the way. But knowing that if this helps to help Hope for Justice do a bit more of its work, then that's every bit of motivation I need. I'm going to shut up for a bit and just let this run. I keep saying that, don't I? And that I'm not very good at shutting up. The other thing I'm going to do, I've got a podcast where I've interviewed people. Just about there. Just giving a thumbs up to the person who's just overtaken me, who gave me a thumbs up as they whizzed past me. I've interviewed people about their stories and about their strengths, and but I've not done one for ages, and I've decided that I'm going to do those occasionally now. I'll do them as a live, do them as a one-on-one interview, so there's video as well. So anyway, I'm just going to shut up for a bit and see, because I need to get breath back and see. Actually, I need to switch my fan back on, so I'm just going to go quiet for a bit. Oh. saw me. Oh. And Kelly, hello on LinkedIn. I wasn't even sure whether we were going live or not. That's why I was tapping away. First time I've done this. So Kelly, happy to do a tutorial, jump on a call, share everything I know, which probably take me about 6 minutes to explain because it's not that much, but really happy to do that. So those of you who know me well will know that Friday night is beans on toast night. Not just any beans on toast, but beans on homemade bread. This is going to sound even weirder. There was a conversation on a YouTube channel with Katie Kookaburra, one of my cycling heroes, inspirations the other day, because she was talking about, is it you prefer Heinz beans or Branston? And my answer was both. So it's going to be homemade bread with a half Heinz, half Branston combination, is what we're going for, with melted cheese on top. So I'm really going to look forward to replenishing and nourishing on Friday's shopping day. So I know there's an egg custard tart waiting for me, which I might be having along with a protein shake in a bit after the ride. Actually, I've done double what I managed a couple of weeks ago, so I don't expect it to be exponential. I don't expect to double it every time, but that's fantastic. I managed 200 meters then. I managed 400 meters today. That's nice. Also, kind of in terms of everything else, ankles healing well. I'm mostly walking with a walking stick, and I'm okay. I've been around Manchester and London on the train, and I'm doing okay. A couple of times recently I've managed walks without the walking stick, but then I've overdone it a bit and I've sort of walking's gone backwards a bit. 14%. I can't get out of I haven't got enough strength to like stand get out of the saddle. Yes, the last couple of weeks ankle's not been as good because I've overdone it, which I'm prone to doing. But generally it's doing pretty well. I can wear I spent the last 3 months just wearing training shoes. There's just one pair that I can fit into, because my ankle's been really swollen. Well, even though it's still big, and if I have to buy diabetic socks, that will cope with my bigger ankle without compressing them. But I can now fit in my cycling shoes as well. I've actually got my proper cycling shoes on the bike. But it does mean that if I'm walking the dog, which I can do now, I'm in my training shoes. If I'm around the house, I'm in my training shoes. And if I turn up to a meeting in a suit, I'm in training shoes. So it's 1 footwear that will fit all. I'm on to the second drinks bottle. See heart rate there. You can see it top left, 152. So it's full on. It's okay, but it's quite high as I'd expect on this. I'm tiring, But I'm torn between, I don't want to keep going till I drop because I'm training and don't want to overdo it. At the same time, I'm just looking, thinking maybe 500 meters is the place to get to today. And if I've done that, then I've done. Although that's a long way off. Maybe 450. Anyway, if I made it to 500, that's half of an eighth and a half of Everest. So I know it's quite not quite a 16, but it kind of, that feels like it's big progress to on my journey. So and I feel a difference there because it's a smart bike. So it's doing 7%, it's gone to 8, and then it's gone to 9, and it went to 10. And it just gets, the resistance just gets loads harder. So I don't know how well it comes out over the fan. I can't turn the fan off. One of the nice things about Alpe Zwift is, you know, as you'll have experienced if you've been skiing in the Alps and stuff, they're like, you know, there's bits of road and then there's a switchback, so it goes like that. And you can probably see on the map on the right. So there's like these sort of short segments of 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So I can just focus on the kind of next corner and get into that. So So 498 meters, 499, 500 meters. So, haven't quite. I know now that I've done just about half of an 8.5 of Everest. So that's huge, huge progress. I know it's less than a 16th, but basically, so what I need to build up to is to be able to do this, all of it, and then have a 10-minute rest, and then do it again. So ride it 8.5 times in the day. But it's baby steps. Can't even contemplate that at the moment. That's my goal. But my goal now is to be able to do it once, and then probably done for a few days, you know, but that gives me a platform and I can just keep on building. Anyway, now what I'm going to do is, do you know what I'm now thinking? And it's just a few more meters. So, but I really don't want to overdo it and hurt myself. Just giving a thumbs up to the person that's overtaken me. And him. Or them. You can see people's names and nationalities, and when you're riding, it doesn't make the same difference on the hills, but when you're riding on the flat, you end up riding in a peloton, you know, in a group, and taking your turn at the front, and there's actually a chat. I've been overtaken by a runner. Anyway, what I can do now, tap on there, tap on the turnaround button, and so this is where on the day, you see now 55 kilometers. It's just the same as a road bike. You know, all the hard work's getting to the top. If it's a downhill, it can coast. So this is be where get off the bike, have food. So I am now going to go and have a protein shake to build my muscles because they've done a lot of work, and I'm going to have an egg custard tart. So back to the mystery of why I'm putting on weight. Perhaps I've answered the question just there and then. But thank you. Yeah, please follow Hope for Justice. Look at the work, share it, retweet it, like it, LinkedIn. You know, it's just so important, the work. And those of you that were into the Archers will have seen what we've been doing recently with the Archers and the storyline and the appeal on Radio 4. Anyway, I will genuinely stop talking now. Thank you. Thanks for all the support. Bye.